Good morning, YouTube land. It's the Bearded Nomad Van Life coming at you now on lack of sleep. Gonna pull the 36-40 hour deal again because it's it was my Friday at work and I worked till 4:30 in the morning, and so I haven't been to bed yet. I'm gonna stay awake all day. Starters, we came here to my storage and cut a hole in the roof deck. Not the roof, just the roof deck. Sadly, I'm losing the roof deck for stargazing. I was slightly upset about that for a hot second, and then I realized AC to stay cool while sleeping in the summer versus a roof deck to gaze at the stars alone. I can take my chair and sit in the chair and gaze at the stars, or I can put a blanket down on the ground and gaze at the stars all by myself. I really don't need the romantic setting of rooftop when I'm single forever and alone. So, being that's the case, I got over that real quick. There's no heartache in losing my roof deck. Now I'm still debating if I want to actually, if I leave the rest that's back there at all, or if I unbolt. It's gonna be quite a pain in the tuchus, but I might just take all the boards off and get rid of some of that extra weight. But part of me wants to leave it on there because if I get the Jecool hot water tap system, and then I'm either going to I keep seeing the advertisement and it shows their fold up shower thing. It all folds up into a neat little neat little print, and you fold out the aluminum and the sides and the hinges, and you let down the material and all. Well, I'm sure for what they're charging for that, I can easily find some old tents or tarp, a piece of tarp. I can just get a tarp and I can make my own for probably a whole lot cheaper. Just a couple pieces of of wood sealed with some hinges. I'm sure I can make my own, and since Mona is a homemade, home-built, home on wheels on a very, since it all started on a tight budget, and well, it's still on a tight budget. Why I'm not going to start trying to go pro build now. That's not my style. Don't you know? No, it's not my style now. No. Now once, Jeff. Don't you know? But then, so, because if I build something like that for the Jecool hot top thing, shower thingy for when I'm out in the middle of nowheres, not that that'll happen here in Pennsylvania. Well, I could if I go up north, but most places where I might be able to park and stay and not be bothered. Of course, I need that homemade shower stall, so I don't catch a charge for indecent exposure, showing my hairy buttocks into the public. Nobody likes my hairy buttocks. Well, I do, but nobody else does, so it's okay. Nobody else has to like it, because it's my buttocks. Yes, I love my buttocks. because it's my buttocks. But anyway, hey, see how I threw that in there? Didn't even try. But if I do make something like that, I could mount it to the underside of that wood sticking out, so that way it would have somewhere to mount. Or maybe I don't know, come up with some other mounting thing. I don't know. That's still in the future. Because right now I just dropped enough on all that AC and all the wire and the parts and everything and the batteries, and the copper connectors and everything else to be able to hook this whole AC up. But that's when and if Mother Nature wants to cooperate, because I couldn't cut the hole in the roof today because, well, they call in for showers and thunderstorms all day long once. So it rained all night last night, driving around working. Didn't have much dry time where I was at down in York County. Lots of wetness. And it just barely cleared up a little bit this morning, and I thought, ooh, maybe I'll have all, but now the clouds are rolling in. So any moment a shower could. So figure I'd get a quick video in before any rain happens. But yeah, so we got the hole cut in the roof deck, plenty big enough, has an extra half an inch on each side, or like a little over an inch widthwise for the exterior dimensions of the Dometic RTX 1000. And then front to back we got plenty of room. I cut that way bigger than I had to, but I did that only because inside I already have the front and back of line marked on the roof, on the ceiling, on the tongue of the groove pine. And well, it's going to be back pretty far, right over top of the bed now. And then well, I'm also going to cut right through the roof support, one of my roof supports. Now, I'm hoping that ain't gonna bite me in the tuchus later. I hope not. I'm hoping with the insulation and the pine board, everything will keep rigid for when I mount in the AC. But B, get out of here. And I did have to cut out one of my there's it. Had to cut out the crossbar there on the ladder rack. It's not the most stable. I definitely don't step right there, because it goes. So we'll see how it holds up here. I might just have to cut those last two outside boards. Might have to just zip and then unbolt and undo the upright on the driver's side. Technically, I guess, well, this side it's all on my awning, which I got a new tarp for this. It's just this top layer that kind of got all boogered up from the weather, but I do got a new tarp for this. I just got to get time to somewhere in that storage is the tarp. I don't know where. Everything got moved around when I built the storage and when I built the shelving, and oh, my damn eyes. Oh, it's going to be a rough one today, folks. Rough one today. Keep the sunglasses on so nobody can see my tired eyes. Because after cutting the hole in the roof deck and making my deck smaller. But then again, when nobody wants you don't need a big deck. Small deck just does fine, But now, next project here because actually all my stuff was delivered, all the wire and all that good stuff. The only thing I'm waiting for is Friday. I ordered some bus bars because last time when I wired up all this stuff, I had use of a garage, and in that garage there was once an old man's garage, and an old man had lots of stuff, so I was able to home make ground bus bar in for my electrical. But now I don't have use to that garage because it looks like a bomb went off inside that garage. I was told I could use the garage, but it would take me days just to organize and move everything so I could try to get the van in. And then, when I went to look at the garage to see how bad it was, because I was told, hey, it needs stuff's got to get moved. And I thought, well, let me go see. So I went and looked. Nope, I am not organizing somebody else's garage and stacking stuff to the ceiling again just to get my van in. But then because I have the new suspension all the way around on Mona, I realized that now her back end sits up a couple inches higher than what she used to with her squatted old 2008 original leaf springs and crappy shocks. And even her front end sits a little higher now. So I realized that I remembered back to the time that I was putting the solar on. From the front edge, when the garage door was all the way open, I only had about a wee bit clearance, quarter to half inch. Well, Mona has just returning to her natural intended stance with the brand new stock suspension. She now sits higher than that, so I can't fit in that garage anyway. So now, if I want to try to find a garage to use, somebody's got to have a garage door with at least an 8-foot opening or more, and then a nice, little bit higher ceiling than, maybe a 10-foot ceiling in the garage for me to get in and get up on top of here and actually do stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be forced to do this stuff outside. If Mother Nature don't start cooperating, I'm gonna have to start scanning around for a location where I could park for a couple days without moving on my days off, but have trees or something that I can put up a tarp and tie it, and then get a tarp and some rope and make a canopy to keep the top of the van dry while the sealant's setting up in case it would rain. I'm thinking that's going to be my option, because if I do this here at storage, now my had neighbors that across the way here, they had a camper, and it was two ladies. They were nice. I met them a couple times, talked to them, and they were really cool. But apparently they vacated the storage and took their camper and have not returned. So at first I thought, oh, they went camping again. Cool. And I thought, wait a minute, they just went camping on Memorial Day. Now they went camping. I thought they went camping again, and turns out I don't think they went camping. I think they either sold the camper or they found somewhere else to put it. Maybe they bought a house and have a yard now to put it in. But I'd have to park over there by the fence, which wouldn't be bad, except for the fact that, well, I can't legally sleep in the van here because they got an ordinance in this town, like everywhere around here in Pennsylvania, that you can't live in a storage facility. You can't live in the unit. You can't live in a vehicle or a camper at the storage facility. So I found that out when I first got into van life. I had a spot right back here in the corner in the shade because of working second shift. That way I was in the shade in the morning, and I'd wake up and I'd start the van to charge the house battery. And of course I killed the first set of batteries real quick because I didn't have a battery monitor. I didn't know. I was going off the voltage on the fridge and on the switch panel that I have in there for my lights and the heater and the fan back by the bed. And neither one of those voltages is accurate. Not at all. I mean, the fridge voltage on the IceCo, that thing was running earlier today, and it's trying to tell me that my lithium battery, my 100 amp hour, was at 11.7 volts. When I checked the battery monitor for voltage, it was 13.2. So IceCo, don't pay attention to the voltage on that screen. They say that's what it's there for, but it is wrong. And when you go by that, you will screw the pooch really bad. So, anywhoozy. Get back on track here. I know my mind wanders like a duck's ass, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But then again, lack of sleep does that to you too. But if I would have went to bed, I'd sleep my day away. And I didn't want to sleep the day away because I'm tired of wasting my time. I've been wasting too much time. I got to get myself back. Got to get my mind right. Get myself back on track. I'm not sure if it's possible, but I'm going to try. So now the next, after cutting the hole, next step, I am removing 3 100-watt solar panels here in the front. And it is getting replaced with a single 200-watt solar panel. And then when I go to get my packages, I also got to stop at Harbor Freight, and I got to buy me a small set of screwdrivers because I need one of them itsy-bitsy, teeny-weeny, polka dot yellow bikini screwdrivers, Phillips screwdrivers, to open up my voltmeter, my new one, because I fried the last one long ago, a couple years ago. So I got a new one at Harbor Freight. And the bag came with batteries, but they're not in it. And I don't have, I know I did at one point in time, but who knows where it went. So I got to go buy a small little screwdriver so that I can open it up, put the batteries in, because I'm going to test these solar panels to see if they're working right, because something between these 4, being that they were into the 4 to 1 coaxial lines from Renogy. Now this was all Renogy stuff here, and I bought the 200-watt panel is Renogy. Against my judgment, my better judgment, I did it, but I'm leery because when you buy the 400-watt kit from Renogy, it comes with the solar panels, it comes with connectors. I had to separately order the 4 to 1 lines to put all 4 solar panels to 1 to go to the line going into the van. And I put an inline fuse. I think it came with a 10 amp. And I put that 10 amp in the line. Now it worked for over a year. I popped the fuse. I had extra fuses. I put a new fuse in. It worked. It worked for another how long? Over a year. And then just a couple months ago, this spring, it popped the fuse. So I had another one. I replaced it. And within a matter of minutes, it popped that fuse. Now, I'm not sure why or what, but I doing a little research on, it's amazing how 3 years ago, I watched every YouTube video of people installing solar that I could watch to make sure that I did this right. Nowhere, not one video did anybody ever show putting a fuse, inline fuse, in each solar panel. Technically, I guess I should have put a 10 amp fuse in line from each solar panel before it went into the 4 to 1 connector. But I didn't do that. But it worked for how long? Then it popped the fuse. Then it worked for how long? Then it popped the fuse. So I put a new fuse in, and then it pops that fuse. So now, being I was parked in some serious shadage the morning that it stopped working, I don't know. I know these panels, the little brain box that's underneath on the bottom side where the cables come out. That little brain box, you know, it does something for partial shading to still give you, you know, power production, whatever, blah blah blah. I don't understand all that stuff. But anywho, I don't know if something with that went haywire in one of them and it was causing a short circuit. So now I'm going to hopefully, once I buy a little tiny itty bitty teensy weensy polka dot yellow bikini screwdriver Phillips, I'll be able to test the panels. Hopefully they're all working, because I'm planning on keeping that 100 watt on that side of the vent fan, and then I'm going to mount one here on this side here. These two 100 watt panels will power the battery bank for the AC. The new 200 watt panel is going to power my house batteries, because I have the other 100 amp hour to put in, so I have two 100 amp hour lithiums to give me 200 amp hour for my house battery bank, and then I have two 200 amp hour, so I have 400 amp hour for the AC unit, because that way I will be able to run that all night long and be okay until the sun comes up and the solar starts putting juice into the battery. So fingers crossed that at least two of these 100 watt panels are still good. And now that I've got plenty of inline fuses, the two that are going to go back to the new battery bank for the AC will have individual inline fuses on each one. And then maybe I might even put one inline before it goes into the van or something. I don't know. Or I might put one down in the garage where before it goes to the charge controller. I don't know. Actually, they say it's supposed to be as close to the panels, so I'd have to keep it up here. Well, actually, if each one has one, I wouldn't need another one after the merge together, I don't think. See, this is the kind of stuff you just can't seem to find enough info on. And everybody's like, oh, make sure you know what you're doing. Well, can somebody please give all the information? Actually, Renogy, here's a wise idea. If you're going to sell a 400 watt kit, sell everything you absolutely need with it in the kit for a price. And then give us some good instructions for proper installation. Make it so that anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, so yeah, so that's what I'm working on now, and I'm gonna get back to it before the rain comes, because I'm sure with this breeze and the temperatures the way it is, it's nice. It feels great. If it wasn't calling for a chance of rain or thunderstorm, I'd be cutting a hole in the roof already and installing an AC unit. But then I'd be stuck sitting here, so I can't do that. Like I said, I can't sleep in the van legally. I gotta find somewhere to be able to park and do this, but I'm not gonna be able to go anywhere. But I'd rather be here, because then I could take the motorcycle and at least go do something once it's done and setting. And when it's setting up, I could at least go for a ride or something. But ain't gonna be today or tomorrow, because the weather is not cooperating. So, anywho, enough yakking now. No, sorry for the long drawn out. Well, I'm under 30 minutes, so hey, that beats the old hours, you know. I used to do an hour, almost 45 minutes to an hour all the time. Try to keep it shorter for y'all folks that don't have no attention span. Couple folks I know out there that have no attention span. Oh, goodness gracious. Don't get me started. Don't get started. Don't start. Don't get started. Nope, don't do it. Anywho, so figure I'd just check in there and show you guys the progress. Hole in the roof deck. We have the roof. So the roof deck has left the building. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. There, yeah, see it? There it is. That's the section I cut out. Oh, goodness. I don't know. We will see what happens when it comes to the roof deck. Nothing is set in stone yet, so until next time, remember, stay weird, stay freaky, and, well, have fun! So, yep, remember, fight for love, not hate. I don't know if I like that anymore. It just doesn't fit me. I gotta admit, bunch of the old me is dead. The old me's gone. It's a sad day. Try not to let it be completely gone, just parts. So it's not all gone, just certain parts of the old me are gone and dead when it comes to certain things. Oh crap, look at the dark clouds. Okay, gotta go. Remember, fight for love, not hate. Be kind to yourself, kind to others. And stay weird, stay freaky. And if you're not freaky, well, sorry. Sorry about your luck. Hey, Hoosie. Catch y'all later. Peace.